Welcome to Business Matters, Episode 1, the first episode of the Chamber's brand new podcast. I am Chelsea Seckora, the Creative Director here at the Eau Claire Chamber. I am here today with Neal Bennett with Occupational Chaplains of America. And before we get to him, we just kind of want to talk a little bit about what this podcast is and the overall goal of it. This idea was kind of born from the production of our new chamber studio and just how we can get more content out to our investors. Everybody consumes content in different ways. Some people read an email, some people watch a video, and podcasts are popular. So we decided to hop on that train. So we hope to eventually, with Business Matters, just continue to share the local stories in the area. And who better to start us off than Neal Bennett? Welcome.
Oh, thank you very much. I'm very excited to be here.
And we're happy to have you. So Neal, why don't you start us off by sharing your story?
Occupational Chaplains of America, OCA. The idea really came in 2015. I was a part-time chaplain actually for a hospice organization, and then I was also training to be a police chaplain. Through that, I just really got to thinking about all these different areas that have chaplains when they need them, except there's none of that going on in the workplace at all. And so work can be very stressful for people. Whatever's going on at home is coming to work.
Yes.
That idea just would not get out of my mind. So we actually started doing a lot of research, and we learned that this was a pretty unique idea. Not a lot of this type of thing going on. And so we actually started the business in 2015 and just started doing a lot of homework as to how we would approach it and how we would actually open it up. And in 2017, we signed our first agreement with our first business right here in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. That business is still with us, and we're still supporting their employees. We just absolutely love the idea of giving personal support to the employees inside local businesses.
That's awesome. You talked about police chaplain?
Yes.
What is that?
Yes, absolutely. Imagine the stress that a policeman is under every single day, the scrutiny that they're under every single day.
100%.
The difficult things that they see and deal with every single day, and then they have to deal with that. Who are they talking to? Who's helping them? Who's encouraging them?
Yeah.
Who's giving them that neutral support? And then they have to go home. And so really the concept of OCA is every sports team, every major sports team has a chaplain. People a lot of times aren't aware of this because the sports teams feel like they are responsible to take care of their employees or their people or their athletes and their families on a personal level. And so really we just looked at all these concepts and all these ideas, and we just brought them to the workplace.
And then who is the first business that you're still with that you mentioned?
The very first business is Eau Claire Auto Group.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Mike Kyle and his team there, and we were just so happy to be with them about a month ago as they did another ribbon cutting, and they're continuing to grow with new buildings and new ideas. We're very attached to Mike and his team there at Eau Claire Auto Group. They have a great staff over there.
You've been pretty attached to us for a while, too.
Yes, very much so. Yes.
Talk a little bit about that in your relationship internally with the chamber, and then external as an investor.
The chamber reached out as they were going through a very difficult situation. And this is another thing that we do through OCA is when a crisis like this happens in a business, we will come and walk the entire business through that difficult time. The business has to continue moving forward, but you have all these employees' lives and their personal lives have been very upset. They need help and support. And so that's what we were able to do for the chamber. We are very attached to the chamber. Very unique because we come here on a weekly basis and we serve the personal needs of the employees here. And on the flip side of that, we are also an investor in the chamber. And the chamber is really a great fit for us because they give opportunities to small businesses. That's the way that I look at it. They provide so many opportunities and networking opportunities for each small business, and it's just been tremendous for OCA.
I mean, we've absolutely appreciated your time with us. I remember going through that. You coming in really, really helped to give us a new sense of direction, and that just kind of continues to stay here. And I find your services as not only as your professional position, but as a very good friend. So I'm very glad of what you continue to do for us here at the Chamber and this community.
Oh, well, thank you very much for that. You know, every business that we're in, they consider our chaplain, whoever that is, serving them as part of their team. And so when they have an event, they invite us right along with them. We do picnics and Christmas parties and all of those things. And we really just find a perfect fit in there and become part of the team of whatever that business is.
I think that's such a strength that you are such a neutral party, right? And you can just adapt to any business. You were just talking about, working with police, and now you just work with an organization like the Chamber. So can you talk a little bit more about that scale, needing to kind of direct your focus depending on the crisis and the individuals and the business?
Yeah, we very much have to adapt to the business, and so we learn about that business when we come in. We're not here to be a distraction to the employees. We're here to be a strength and a support and a neutral party to them. We get the opportunity of being right there and watching that business in the direction that they're going, and then just supporting their employees, whatever it is. So it could be we're in manufacturing plants, we're in service industry, nonprofits. So we can serve a variety of small businesses. It's all about people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So how has business been for OCA?
Business has been great. We're right here. We've got an office just on West Claremont, and our hope is that we just continue to grow out. We're reaching out into other cities and states, and we're very excited about that. We believe that every small business needs an OCA chaplain, and that's just our approach.
So shifting the perspective now, you are there being that helping hand. How do you, as your business, help yourselves through internal experiences that seem a little difficult?
It doesn't matter who you are, you need that neutral party to talk to. It really comes down, it's simply this, it's talk therapy.
Yes.
That's really what it is, and we all need that. And so we have outlets for that. We have other chaplains that we actually talk to for our own staff and our own people.
That's cool.
Because we all need it. But having that talk person, having that be someone that's neutral, you're having a bad day, and you just need to blow off some steam. Hey, we're there for that.
Yeah, no,
It
absolutely.
doesn't
Big
get
facts.
directed to your manager, or you don't have to take it home. You just bring it to us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's extremely important that while you're still a professional, you're still a human, and feeling is healing, and being able to express that, health, in a healthy manner. And I definitely feel that OCA achieves that as you guys, put yourself in these kind of positions. So can you kind of talk a little bit more about how, I know I just said going more into the internal side for you guys, but you are experiencing and hearing stories and things like that. What does that do for you?
Well, for one thing, it raises your awareness. A lot of times you run across situations or individuals in certain situations that maybe you didn't think about before, or how that is affecting that person. So we have to be compassionate, and we have to be there to give support. That support can take place in the workplace, but we're not there to interrupt their workday. So sometimes it's a coffee chat, sometimes it's a quick breakfast, or just meeting off-site wherever the need might be. But we have to be able to give that support, and at the same time, we have to be strong enough to encourage those people and just bring hope and positivity along the way.
Do you feel like your perspective has shifted? Just hearing all of these different stories, do you feel that your knowledge of the community or just how individuals are processing, emotions, that has shifted?
I think one thing that it has done is it has really validated what our hope was when we started. We really felt like the need for something like this was there. But after doing it for several years, that has certainly been validated with us. And like I said, we believe that any small business can benefit from this because it's proven.
What do you think are some of the continuing patterns that you see?
Yeah, I think it depends on each employee, where they are in their life. There seems to be different seasons of life.
Yeah.
Maybe when we start talking to them, and this happens all the time, you get to grow with these people on a personal level, and it's just cool. It's just so cool. Maybe they started out single and now they're married, and now all of a sudden they're having children, and they're going through all these seasons in their life. And we're just able to be there with them, encouraging them and supporting them along the way. We're extremely grateful to be in that position.
What do you think, obviously, without, disclosing the information, what do you think are some of the biggest impacts that you've walked away with?
Well, I think the biggest question that we have anytime we go into a business and we sit down and meet with them, the biggest question always from the owner or management or the employees, the number one is trust. If we talk to you, if we share this, is it going anywhere? So that is certainly a vow and an oath that all of our chaplains take. I think the impact has just been, instead of the employee or maybe even the business having such extreme highs and lows, we're there to help just level that out a little bit. And I think that's probably been the biggest impact we can make, and we have made in the businesses that we're in. I was told from a business owner not long ago, he said, "You have stopped 90% of the employee issues coming to my office door."
Wow.
Now stop and think about that. That business owner loves each and every one of his employees, but that business has grown to nearly 300 employees. It's not like what it was when it started. If 2 or 3 people had a problem, they could bring them to him, but now that it's grown that big, we're there to just help with some of those personal issues and just listen to those conversations, and he has the time to keep moving his business forward.
While he isn't able to reach all of those, those employees are still being heard. And I think that's huge for people right now, that they want to be heard. You're absolutely making a huge impact. And speaking of huge, you had talked about how you're expanding and looking at other areas and stuff. Can you talk a little about that? What are the dreams and goals of OCA?
I'll tell you exactly how we're doing it. This is what we found after coming and serving the chamber and also being an investor in the chamber. So here's what we do. When we go or we target a new city with new businesses there, the first thing we do is contact that chamber. That is our door in to that community. It really starts with, I believe, the Eau Claire Chamber. Matter of fact, I know the Eau Claire Chamber is a 5-star chamber, right?
Woohoo!
And so this chamber here really sets the tone for OCA and what we believe are the possibilities for us reaching into these other communities.
That's awesome. All right, Neal. We are signing off here shortly, but before you go, I do want to ask you one question. Why does business matter to OCA?
Why does business matter to OCA? Well, what we want to do through OCA is we believe in better people, better business. Simply that. And we believe that the employees in every business are the most valuable thing in that business. So for us, it's if we'll serve that employee well, that means that we're serving that business well, we're being a blessing to that business, and we're being a blessing to the community. And that's why it matters.
We're about that time. Any last little messages you want to leave for our audience?
Well, I just want to say thank you for allowing us to be here for your first podcast.
Yeah, I know. It's really
This is
exciting.
awesome. We are very excited about this and just glad to be here. Thank you for the opportunity.
Oh, thank you, Neal. And thank you to our listeners today. If you're listening on Paragon or YouTube, especially Paragon, we'd like to thank our Paragon sponsors, Prevail Bank and Royal Credit Union. And we will catch you in the next episode. Bye for now.